Hello, so today's gonna be a fun one. This is more of a video of like, do as I say, not as I do. Basically, I take this really interesting prismatic augment that I wanted to try out because I read it and I kind of theory crafted like what board I should play with it. I really want to try it out. But basically, I forget what the prismatic is called, but it's that one where if you 3-star everything, you get like some sort of like great reward. We'll see it in a turn or two, so don't worry too much about it. It's obviously in the title of the video or the thumbnail. So that's the one. I just forget what it's called at the time of doing this recording, so we're going to see when we get there. But basically, there's a lot of things I want to talk about. I want to make sure that you guys don't watch this video, do anything crazy, and try and recreate it in your games as much as possible. I want to make sure that I'm very clear on what I did and how it worked out. But this is like one of those Giga Tuber ones. It's kind of interesting because I got a first and I felt like I didn't play something that was particularly amazing. But we'll see exactly what it is. I don't want to spoil it just for the sake of video, so we're going to wait till the augment and I'll talk about the game plan, I'll talk about the boards, I'll show you stats. Make sure to like and subscribe if you like this content, because it really supports me as a small creator. And also I stream on Twitch. A lot of these are from live Twitch games. Obviously when I'm live on Twitch, I'm not in as good as a mood. I'm usually like looking at my board like this, and I'm 7 7 7 5 7 7 7 5 7 7 7, just losing every single game, so I'm like tilted by the time it's like one of these videos. But you know, that's normal, you know, gamers, right? So it's prismatic. This subscription service is really good. It gives you like a lot of forecast advantages. I'll have a video later this week where I show myself playing like Gwen Fiora with this augment because it's really strong. Vanguard Crest feels weird. Hedge Fund is always weird. Birthday Present's a little bit weird. This is the one. An upgraded adventure. So after upgrading 4 champions to 3-star, gain a magnificent reward. Gain 4 1-cost champions. So you start off with gaining a bunch of 1-cost champions, and you gotta get everybody to 3-star. I think the idea is that you're trying to play a 1-cost reroll. I start the game with 2 Kog'Maws, right? With this comp, there's basically 2 ideas that I have to play, and I'm going to show you in a second. But first, let's go towards the stats. Let's just show them really quickly. So stats are still developing. It's obviously early in the patch, so you know, things will change greatly. But an upgraded adventure, average is a 5. In the stats, the things that are usually good is when things average a 4.5 or better. 4.5 is like the middle of the pack, right? If you average out one spots positions 1 to 8, with 1 being the best, obviously you go first or you go 8th. It averages to 4.5. So anything that averages less than a 4.5 is pretty much considered unclickable. You should never click it because it's really scary and it's really risky. So I took this not thinking it was that bad. I was like, yeah, you know, let's just try it out, right? I'm at 0 LP. I lost all my games today, right? Like, who gives a shit, right? Let's try it out. You'll see here that there's a little bit of a guide on what comps are really good with it, but pretty much everything is gonna say that it's pretty bad, right? Obviously if you hit 5 costs, it's gonna be good, but when you start to look at the stats, it's like this is kind of atrocious, right? The team building I had was 2 ideas. The one that I really wanted to play was Honeymancy, right? I wanted to play the bees, because when you're playing the bees, a lot of times you're rerolling everybody anyways, right? Whenever you're playing the bees, you're usually playing 5 Honeymancy isn't that strong. It's a lot better to play Kog'Maw outside of 5 Honeymancy. It's a lot better to play Vigor outside of 5 Honeymancy, right? A lot of times you're playing like Vigor with mages, or you're playing Kog'Maw Hunter, like the Kog'Maw reroll with Jinx, and you just play 3 Honeymancy in both cases. But either way, I looked at this, I was like, yo, this is easy. I'll upgrade this guy, I'll upgrade this guy, I'll upgrade this guy. You know, let me find another 1 cost. You know, I'll upgrade this, I'll upgrade this. Boom. That's my board, right? And I'll worry about these 2 guys later. I'll 3-star all of these. These are 4 1-cost units. Done, right? Easy clap. Let's try it out. Let's see how it goes, right? What are these amazing cash outs that I could hit, right? The thing is, I'm going to go back to my game. I don't know if I show it. We'll see in a second. I don't know if I scout it, but I think the whole lobby is playing bees. So I just sell all my bee units. Oh, I don't show the scouting. Okay, just take my word for it. The whole lobby's playing bees. So now what do I do? Right? I can't play the bees. This guy's playing bees. And there's another guy playing bees. And everybody's playing the bees. This guy has bee units. Right? It's like, oh, great. Now what do I do? Right? So there's another 1-cost reroll comp that's pretty good. It doesn't show up all the time, but it is quite strong when you get it online. But basically, you just reroll these 4 units and you build a board around this, right? And then after this, you put in Ari and you put in Hecarim. I think it looks something like this typically. Basically, you Poppy, Lilia, Zoe, Seraphine. Now Seraphine does a lot of damage, but I feel like she's sometimes fake. It's really hard to tell. I feel like she does damage early and then she falls off really hard later. I'm not a big believer in Seraphine as a carry. Zoe, however, is really strong. I think Zoe has potential to be like a really good one-cost 3-star unit. Just a little bit underexplored because there's so many other things. Like if you're gonna roll your gold to 0 for a reroll, you might as well just play like Syndra or Kog'Maw, one of the better rerolls. So this one's kind of getting shunned out, and I think when those ones get dealt with a little bit, these ones will really start to shine. Because Poppy's really tanky, Lilia sometimes is tanky, and then with Ahri, if you don't know, Arcana with Ahri, the way it works is that you gain AP for fielding 3-star champions. So not only does she give Scholar's synergy for Zoe, she also makes it so that when you play Ahri, you'll get a bunch of AP because everybody's a 3-star. And these are going to be the 4 3-stars that I play. I'm going to play as around a Zoe primary. And then you can put in Hecarim for the Arcana. And then after that, you can just level. You level for Portal. You can play Rise. You can play 4 Scholar, 4 Bastion, right? See like this. You play 4 Bastion, your 3 Scholar. You put in 1 more Scholar. Where are you? Boom. You put in this guy, you put a fairy crown on them, you call it a day, right? It's just pushing levels after this, right? But anyways, I digress. We'll see how this works out, and we'll have fun, right? We already showed that the augment's gonna be pretty bad. Oh, Zoe items. I should show some Zoe items in case somebody does, in case somebody's absolutely crazy and tries to recreate what I did here. Zoe, 3-star items. So Zoe 3 does pretty well, I think. The stats are a little bit awkward because I think it's usually you're playing around Rise and you have a 3-star Zoe anyways, because Zoe fits well with Rise. She really wants blue buff, and then Rabadon's is good. I got a bunch of rods, so I was like, I'm just gonna make Rabadon's. I want her to do damage. So I'm going for Rabadon's blue buff plus Rabadon's blue buff +1. So it's probably gonna be like Rabadon's blue buff. Right, and then it's probably like Nashor's. Even Shojin, she does really well when she casts a bunch because she does like multi-strike damage. So, you know, it makes sense if it's like another mana item. That's totally fine. But anyways, we're not very like, we're kind of hard forcing this. I have a bunch of Zoes, but I don't really have any of the other units that I want. Right, here I have a Hecarim. Basically what I'm doing, I'm just trying to lose streak into this and then deal with it after, right? My goal, I had a bee opener and I'm pivoting because I don't have any bees. So it's a little bit awkward for me to play around this board because I don't have the bees to play, right? Because just too many people were playing bee units, so it's really awkward. I'm not hitting any of these 1-stars. The thing is, the more you roll for 1-stars, the easier they all become to hit because you're thinning out the pool yourself, right? If I hit Zoe 3 early, then eventually it'll be easier to hit 3-star this, it'll be easier to hit the other 3-star. So a lot of times it's very efficient to roll for 3 1 costs because they don't cost that much gold, and you'll thin out the pool enough that it'll become really easy to hit everybody else. But this is a prismatic augment. I expect the cash out to be really good, and I just want to try it. I just want to see what the cash out is. Maybe I get the cash out and I lose instantly, right? That's a potential thing that happens. I'm not saying that won't happen, right? But the idea that I have is I just want to see it, right? It's easy to read it in the stats, right? The stats sometimes with these augments are sometimes fake because obviously, like, look, like in this case, I don't have a good spot for this, right? I have 1 Poppy, I have 1 Lilia, I have 1 Seraphine, right? I don't have the greatest spot for this augment, right? Like conceptually, if I'm talking to you guys, like this guy who's just playing Witchcraft has more Zoes and Poppies than I do, right? I don't have the greatest spot for this augment. So sometimes what happens when you take a prismatic like this and you have like wishful thinking, you can place really poorly. It's the same with like fortune augments, right? If you looked at like the fortune augment is really strong if you get the cash on, you take it from a good spot, but you have a high 8th potential, right? There's a lot of boards where a lot of times where somebody will take it and you'll just instantly go 8th because you won't be able to hit everything, right? If I don't hit the 3 3-stars, I basically don't have a prismatic until I hit everybody 3-star. So I'm going to be way far behind everybody else in terms of just my board strength as well as like my regular, like everything, right? It's just really bad altogether. Here I'm going to roll till around 30-ish. I'm trying to think who to sell. And I'm just buying all of the units that I said I was buying. I'm buying a couple REs, but I'm probably not going to upgrade an RE just because I need to find them. It is a really good roll down, but this is what I was saying. You're rolling for so much that you're going to be pretty efficient in your rolling. So I have 6 of these, 6 of these, 3 and 3 is not the greatest, but it's not the best, right? Obviously, my spot for this wasn't good. I basically had like a lot of Honeymancy units. I had 2 Kog'Mas. I would have been pretty stable playing around Kog'Ma. I just chose to sell them and hard pivot to this line because I wanted to hit this and be uncontested. We're going to try our best. Now, I think it's Prismatic Party. So with Prismatic Party, we're going to see that there's going to be a lot of Prismatic Augments. So there is some stuff that can save me. There's a couple augments that can give me a bunch of gold. And there's a couple augments that can give me a bunch of like other stuff, like health and things like that, right? Tiny but deadly. I'm kind of looking for anything that gives me a bunch of gold or a bunch like gold, rerolls, or health. Tiniest Titan, perfect. This is exactly what I need to hit. Now my spot suddenly is amazing. Because an upgraded adventure, whenever you have these augments like this, they're hard to balance, right? But the idea behind the balancing is that you need to, oh, here I tried to reforge into a better item. I got a Bloodthirster, which is okay on Poppy. I'm down to just put on Poppy. And then I naturally level to 5, right? You want to get most of your rolling down from 1 cost before this stage. But Tiniest Titan gives you gold every turn, as well as it gives you health every turn. So I feel really stable now. I feel like I can get the cash out. Whenever you have these things where they give you a big cash out, there's a risk reward, right? Obviously, there's a high chance that I just go 8th and I never hit the 3 stars. So there has to be like a level of compensation, right? It has to be good enough that when you hit it, you can convert it to like a win, or like a really good spot or a top 4, right? So all my eggs are in. I need to cash out this first augment, and hopefully it's strong enough that I just wipe the whole floor. I clear everybody and I just win, right? Because I'm not going to be stable until I do, right? Because of this 1 cost reroll that I'm doing, I'm going to be weaker than a lot of these boards that everybody knows about. I'm down a Prismatic, right? Some people have like 2 Prismatic hard combat augments. I have nothing. I have a minus a whole augment, right? That's what you have to think about. So you really want to hit it as early as possible. That's why you probably want to play it with like a 1 cost reroll. You don't want to play it with like Syndra, where you're going to need to like wait like a while until you hit Syndra 3. You want to play it with like something where you hit really early and really fast. Here I'm just rolling as much as I can. I'm rolling to like 30 every turn, or like a little bit below, like 40 maybe. I'll probably just go to 30. I'm just stressed, right? I'm like, I really want to see, units on my bench so that I feel like I'm close. I'm 1 off of Poppy, so boom, we have 1 3-star. I was a little bit slow, so I didn't get it, right? I just slammed these items. I would have loved to have items for my Zoe, but I don't, so you know, it is what it is. I don't think these are best Poppy items by far, but you know, I tried to reforge my swords. I got dropped like chainmail, sword. So I I tried my best to make items that I can use. I even bought the reforger, but you know, it is what it is. But I have Poppy 3, so now it's going to inherently become easier to hit the other units. So once I hit Poppy 3, maybe I can hit Zoe 3, then I can maybe start to be stable, right? So as soon as I hit Zoe 3, I'm probably stable. Here I'm looking for a tier. I need the tier, so I'm just going to grab tier first. I'm Tiniest Titan, so I got the cute little doggo running around. Yippee. Yeah, this game's kind of stressful, right? Imagine if my spot was a little bit better, right? Like, obviously, like, if I didn't take this Prismatic, I wouldn't play towards this line, right? I would have needed a lot more Poppies and a lot more Zoes, typically, before you commit to the line. I had, like, 1 Poppy and I committed to this line. It's obviously a bad spot. Everybody, don't try and recreate this, right? Only take, like, you should almost never take it because it's so risky. Because, like, you can just low roll and then your game's just over because you're down a Prismatic Augment, right? If you don't hit all the 4 costs, you literally do not have a Prismatic Augment. And the rest of the team, the rest of the players on the board have a Prismatic Augment. I'm 1 off Zoe, so I'm down to just roll until I hit Zoe. Because Zoe 3 still does a lot of damage, right? Zoe 3 with Poppy 3, I should be, like, relatively strong. I roll until 30, though. I don't want to absolutely destroy my econ because I still need to hit these guys, right? But we're getting close. We're getting close, right? Let's ride the train, right? We took Tiniest Titan to make sure we cash out, right? We've recovered 2 health, 2 health, another 2 health. So we'll see how much Tiniest Titan matters because I'm recovering 2 health per turn because of it. This guy, by the way, is level 6. He has a Galio 3. But that's because he has the augment, by the way. See, this Prismatic gives you a free 3-star. I just want to point it out. Don't think that he high rolled more than me. He just got it for free. I'm taking these charms because while I'm rerolling, if it's a cheap charm, it frees up a shop slot, right? So for me especially, it's like I want the shop slots clear, because if the shop is clear, it's easier for me to hit a unit. Here I'm scared about my health, so I roll below 30. Literally just because I want to try and hit Zoe 3 to minimize the amount of damage that I'm taking. Right, I recovered around 10 HP this round, so I would be around 30 HP. Just keep that in mind. We're keeping a tally on how important Tiniest Titan is, right? Because I had to take this to hit, but we want to make sure that we understand that, like, even without Tiniest Titan, if I would have been okay. It was more like taking it for insurance reasons, more so than anything. So we want to make sure that we keep tabs on that, just so we know for ourselves. But this is what I was saying, right? Ari, I put in Ari and Hecarim, because then I get Arcana in. Now I have 2 units for Arcana, so it helps me out a lot in terms of stacking this Ari. Or stacking the extra AP from the Ari. I didn't slam tier on this dude yet, because I don't know what my item drop is going to be. So I'm kind of down to just make the tier after. And we're pretty close, right? Look at the... we have 6 and we have 7, right? We have 7 and we have 6. So we just need a couple more. We really got to hit it really soon. And hopefully this cash out is going to be crazy. When we get the cash out, I'll also show the stats on what the other cash outs are, because there actually is an updated table with the cash outs. So that way, if you want to know about it, it'll be available. So now I should be... my items worked out perfectly, by the way. This was very lucky. But you have to understand my... Oh, no! Okay, no, that's fine. That's perfect, yeah. I thought I slammed the wrong thing. It worked out perfectly because I get Spark for Shred, and then I get Nashers. Remember, we looked at the items for Poppy and it said the best thing was blue buff, Nashers, Rabadons. So we got like Biss on our Poppy as well. Now, mind you, we did low roll our items initially. We got like sword, chainmail, right? So, you know, take it with a grain of salt, you know, give and take, right? I could have low rolled the items again, but you know, like, what can you do? It is what it is. We'll take it. We should be decently strong. Collecting some gold because I think I bought a charm for that. And oh no, it's the Tiniest Titan gold, I think. But yeah, we're decently strong, right? A lot of people are greeting or didn't hit yet. This guy's going like fairy reroll for some reason. I don't know what he's doing, but it's definitely not correct. Well, whatever, we'll take it. So let's fight a couple weak people. And yeah, there's Witchcraft crown. I don't know if we need it. I'm looking for any combat augment now, right? A combat augment would be really nice. I'm the carry now is one of the best things that you can hit. It averages like a 3. It's very, very strong. And yeah, so I get an extra frontline unit, which is probably what's lacking. I have decent damage. Zoe 3 is really strong. Poppy 3 also is deceptively really good at dealing damage. I don't think she's that good as a tank, but it's quite good. Here I'm rolling. I'm slow rolling. I still need to hit these 3 stars. I'm down a prismatic. Right, if you want to really count out the prismatics, I'm actually down 2 prismatics because I took 1 prismatic and then took a 2nd prismatic to help me with my first prismatic. But you know, I digress. That's a separate issue. I'm not really holding extra Aries. I'm making sure that I'm not rolling below 30. As soon as I'm close to dying, I think, or like as soon as I lose another fight, I'll probably send it to 0. Because at that point it's gonna be really, really scary for me to be playing as such, without any extra units in. Here I'm playing the Syndra player. The Syndra player didn't hit yet, so I actually get to beat the Syndra player, right? This is what I'm saying. This Poppy board is like a 3-star is a 3-star, right? Like these Witchcraft units are actually quite strong, right? Like Zoe 3 and Poppy, they get the work done, right? I also got what's it called? I'm the carry now, so it really stabilizes my front line. It takes a lot of the load off of the Poppy, which was really doing all the heavy lifting for the front line. But hopefully I can hit this guy soon. 1 off Seraphine now, so I'm probably just gonna send it this turn if I can. I buy an augment, I buy a charm because it's only 1 gold, and it makes it so that I don't have to. I'm 1 off both of them now, so now I'm just gonna send it as deep as I can. I'm gonna try and get this cash out. Nice, we hit. I get the cash out, and the cash out is confusing me. But I can slam the stuff this turn, so I'm going to try and do that. What did I get? I got a support accomplice gloves, so support items. I'm so dizzy that I just don't even slam anything, by the way. I get an Orn artifact, so I'm going to take a suspicious trench coat, most likely. I'm not sure if any of these are much better. I'm kind of hoping I just win this fight. This is like another Casio player. I'm just too dizzy, right? I should slam items, but I want to think about it because I'm not sure. But basically we got an Orn artifact. We got these 2 Orn items, and we got a support accomplice gloves, right? That was our item drops. Now, I'm gonna go through I'm gonna pause it for a second. I'm gonna go through the cash out in the stats so that you guys can see what the other cash outs would have been, and just in general how it works. So you can go here. You can go like, where is it? Tables. There should be a table somewhere here. Tools, tables, and upgraded adventure. So these are all the things you can get. So it's actually pretty easy. So you have it shows the percentage chance of each of them, right? So I actually got this first one. So basically what I got is, it's always the same Orn artifacts, right? So you get a magnetic remover, and you get a Talisman of Ascension, Death's Defiance, accomplice gloves, artifact anvil, and 5 gold. I think this one's one of the best ones to get. So the reason it's really good is because you get Talisman of Ascension isn't that great of an Orn artifact. Death's Defiance is pretty good. It's just good to put on a front line. You get an anvil, so you get to pick one Orn artifact, which you can probably make work. You can probably find a way to make this artifact anvil work with some of your team. But basically, 3 Orn artifacts for free is a lot. That's already a lot. Accomplice gloves is one of the best things you can always have. Time and time again, support items are broken. Having 2 support items is very broken. This is a good cash out. Is it worth 3-starring 3 units for? Probably not. Now, I think I would have hit the 3 stars anyways. I don't think that this would have been that great of a cash out if I saw it, right? It's a little bit scary because Talisman of Ascension is borderline useless in most cases, and Death's Defiance is also somewhat situational, right? But it is a good frontline item. This is a good it's just an extra Orn artifact. If we look at just this part, it's pretty good. I like this one a lot better. So this cash out, instead of having to deal with these Orn artifacts that are hit or miss, you get Zeke's, great. Backline attack speed, good on everybody. Chalice, good as well. AP, if you're playing AP or backline damage, good. Accomplice gloves, best. Accomplice gloves, we love to see that. Support item, again, support items are broken, and now on top of the accomplice, you get to pick one. This is very strong, right? This is like whenever you see accomplice gloves, the way your brain should work is that accomplice gloves is literally like a prismatic augment, right? Like there's a prismatic augment, it's like get an accomplice gloves. So basically, you're getting accomplice gloves plus a bunch of other shit for the price of a prismatic augment, where the prismatic augment would have been giving accomplice gloves anyways. So, you know, if you think about it a little bit, even though these cash outs look really good, are they worth it if you don't have a good spot for it? No. And that's probably why the augment doesn't perform that well, right? Accomplice gloves perform really well because it just gives you an accomplice gloves, right? But having these extra little shits, if you can't make use of them, is it worth like griefing your whole game kind of like I did? Not really. If you have a bunch of upgrades, if you have like 3 upgraded units, yeah, for sure, send it. Go for upgraded adventure. But other than that, and the other cash outs are all shit. They're even way worse. This one gives you Infinity Force, Animated and Fish Bones? Fish Bones? If I got this cash out, I think I'm just 8th. What is this? I got 3 Orn artifacts, 2 of which are barely useful for my board, and 35 gold. This one's ass. And then this one's also ass. It gives you 2 Rascal Gloves. Each of these are a prismatic augment. It looks like it's really good. Problem is, who do I put these on? I already itemized my carries. I already itemized everybody. This is so difficult. But obviously this is really good if you hit this is still good. I like this one better. So far, this one is the best. This one's second best. This one's like tied for second best or third best, but probably second best. Maybe this is third best. This one's ass. Unstable treasure chest, 2 completed items in a trickster's class. Like, what if you don't hit good items on these? This one sucks. This one too. This one's pretty bad as well. Look at this one. This one gives you 3 Radiant Jack shows and some Reforgers. It says 0%. Thank God. I hope it doesn't show up. And then this one is just gold and a magnetic remover. If I got this one, I think I'm 8th as well. And a Tactician's Crown, which is pretty good. But like these three are good, but you have to be ready. Like if you get this one, isn't it just over? Like who designed this one? I want to know. Like, this shit is ass. Anyways, that's why I'm saying don't take this augment. After looking at the cash outs that you could possibly hit, they are fucking bad. They are not win out. It is not like Fortune where you get a 70 cash out and you just win the game. There is like 3 of those that if you see them, you're just 8th. Anyways, I'm at 49 HP. Let's assume that I recovered around 15 to 16 HP because of Tiniest Titan. I would have been at around 30 HP. So I would have cashed out. I would have hit all my 3 stars with 30 HP. Tiniest Titan wasn't that necessary. It did give me a lot of gold. It gave me like plus 10 gold. But it wasn't the greatest. Now I have to figure out what I'm doing with all this shit. So, you know, oh god. I would like to Death's Defiance my Poppy, but I think I just don't end up doing that. I support item this guy because, I don't want to put support item on somebody else. It should be Death's Defiance on here, but I think I'm going to forget. I think I literally put the wrong items because I don't know what's best on who, right? It should be Spark on this. Yeah. I think I'm just confused. It's Fairy Crown. Yeah, see, I literally just, I used a remover and then I just put all the same items on the unit. See? I think I messed up. I wanted to put Death's Defiance on Poppy. Right? I forgot that I had Fairy Crown. I wanted to put Death's Defiance on Poppy and I wanted to just like forget about this Bramble Vest. Because I think the Poppy living long is good. The thing is, I have a lot of resources, and this board is also strong. I still believe that Zoe is a strong unit, and Poppy in this setup. And I also have I'm the carry now. The main thing that carries this is the support items. Being up 2 whole support items is insane. It is actually very, very strong. And not only that, because I have 3 forecasts that all have AP scaling, guess what? Ari gets a lot of value. I'm getting like plus a shit ton of AP now because of Arcana buffs. And I'm recovering HP because I'm Tiniest Titan. So you could say that my spot's pretty good. I am really below the threshold of levels and everything. It is a little bit scary. But we're just going to ride this out and we should be pretty good. We should be in a pretty good spot, right? I recovered enough HP now that I'm in the top 4 of HP as well. Because as soon as you hit the Poppy 3 and the Zoe 3, sorry, I keep circling them and saying the wrong names. They're both really stable, right? This is still a strong board. Right, and I just got like a huge cash out for it. Was the cash out worth it? Wouldn't it have been better for me to just have like a prismatic combat as well? Like, you know, I got one of the good cash outs. So, like, in my opinion, I got one of the good cash outs because I got the support items, which I think are so strong and so polarizing. But if I got like that one cash out that was Fishbones and an Anima Visage, and like if I got the Fishbones cash out, I'm pretty sure I just lose the game. Obviously, I still rely on the strength of having Poppy and Zoe 3, as well as having 3-star Seraphine. But it's just hard, right? This Ascension almost never procs. We'll count the amount of times Ascension procs. It's never going to be an Ascension diff. It's so hard to get this to pop off. It's very, very difficult. And then, like, I guess Death's Defiance and like a 3-star unit with Trenchcoat and Death's Defiance. Like, my front line's very hard to kill and very hard to deal with, right? I should have probably put Spark on Lilia and put Fairy Crown on Seraphine. That would probably be my redo, but it is what it is. It's totally fine. I want to itemize this Seraphine, even though I don't have Magein. She's my last 3-star, so she can do a bunch of damage. So I'm kind of down. It's either going to be Adaptive Helm. I'm probably just going to make Adaptive Helm here, just because I want to make a mana generation item so that she's a little bit stronger. Yeah, wasn't that a fun game so far? We're going to see how we finish this, how we convert it to a first. There's lots of things I can level for now, right? I can level for Arcana and just pump up everybody's AP. I can also level for Bastion in the meanwhile. But the main idea here now is I just want to push levels, right? I don't really have anything to roll for. So I'm basically just going to econ up, and as soon as I hit like 50 gold, or as soon as I hit like the about to level without having to spend extra gold, I'm just going to go for it. This guy took Egg, so he's a little bit scary. If he cashes out Egg, I might lose to him. I'm already going to lose, so this is pretty bad. I have Tiniest Titan, so, you know, I gave him an egg cash out. This is what I was saying. This guy just has, like he has egg. He's down a prismatic, and I still lost to him. You know what I mean? Like, he is equally down a prismatic as I am, and I still lost to him. Right? So that's what I mean. As strong as this board looks, it's not particularly incredibly strong. Right? Here I got Aegis and Zephyr. So I'm trying to position my my Aegis to be really strong for me. Right? I want Aegis to get as much value as possible. So I switch sides here because it's a little bit easier to fit the Aegis on this side than it is to fit on this side. Sorry, it's not easier to fit on this side than that side. It's that position-wise, I want to have a solo front line here. I want to have everybody grouped on this side. As you can see, I Zephyred his 3-star Katarina. Right? That's why I wanted to. Because the Zephyr, there was a lot of people positioned this way. Sorry. There was a lot of people positioned this way. So I want to have my Zephyr to Zephyr this side, while also giving Aegis to my team. I think this fight, no, this fight Ascension didn't proc either. That's what I mean. Like, that Ornn artifact is useless. Like, if instead of the Ascension it gave you like a support item, it would be a lot better. Like, these Ornn artifacts are not playable, right? I think that's the bigger problem with it. It's like it's giving you something, like the one with fish bones, right? Fish bones is one of the worst Ornn artifacts ever. You can't just put fish bones on any of these units. If I got that cash out, I have like a useless fish bones. Anyways, this is really funny. It said that I can get a 3-star for free. This is like another thing that I thought about. It's like there is this charm that it appears on stage 5. It just gives you a free 3-star. I don't think you'd survive long enough to cash it out, so I don't think that's what you rely on to cash out. But for me, at least, I was like, maybe I can hit like a frontline unit, or maybe I can hit something that helps me. I hit another Zoe, which is really funny because she has synergies with my board, but I think that she doesn't do that much. I think it's better if I just play a Bastion or even this Morgana, because this Zoe won't do that much damage, right? As you can see here with no items, she's doing like a third the damage. It's still nice, it's still a lot, but it's kind of useless. And once again, I'm gonna lose a fight, I'm pretty sure, unless my Seraphine can clutch. No. You know what I'm saying? I think this board is just generally weak, and I think like that Ornn artifact is just useless, right? Like, did Ascension proc that fight? No. Like, what am I supposed to do? It just doesn't proc ever, right? Like, imagine if instead of Ascension, it gave me like any mana item, right? I would have much rather had Seraphine with like an actual AP item, but you know, it is what it is. That's what I'm saying. Like, that cash out, it's like one of the better ones, and it's not even that insane, right? And like, because you're going for multiple 3-stars, it's not even like you could it's not like an augment where it gives you something random and you can play around it, right? Like, there's an augment like the Golden Adventure, right, where it gives you a 5 cost and then it gives you a bunch of items for it. So you sack your whole game, you get a 5 cost, but then you also get items that are tailored to that 5 cost. That augment doesn't perform very well for obvious reasons because it's similar to this one, but at least it gives you something that tailors itself to the board. You know what I mean? Like, at least it's like, you know, at least it gives you something where like it fits what you're playing, such that you can, like, you know, do something. Also, I put in the wrong unit. I was supposed to put in this guy. I put in a Mordekaiser. There's a Bastion right here. I want to play 4 Bastion. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is that at least, like, because this one, like, the cash outs don't give you an Ornn artifact, that they're not either not good or they're tailored to a specific comp, right? If you're playing Fishbones, you have to be playing like an AD unit. In this board where I'm playing all AP units, getting a Fishbones cash out is going to be a Giga Grief, and there's a 15% chance that I take a Prismatic Augment, I do all this work, I star up all of these dudes, and then my cash out isn't even good. It's like not even usable to me. It's like they should just make it more generic. I wish instead of Ornn artifacts, it like they made less Ornn artifacts, and maybe they, like, I would rather them give me one less Ornn artifact and give me another Ornn component anvil, right? So instead of getting Death's Defiance Ascension, I would prefer if they gave me if they took away both of those and they just gave me an anvil, right? Like, instead of giving me artifact anvil, if they just give me 2 anvils, right? I'd rather have that, because at least then I can pick one that fits my board a little bit better. So much of this board is carried by me having I Am the Carry now, which is a broken augment. It averages like a 3. Like, it averages in the 3s. So that helps out my board a lot because I actually hit like one of the Giga augments. But now that I'm leveling, I'm quite strong. I put in a Tom Kench, so I have 3 Arcana. So as you can see, my whole board is getting 50 AP. Right? The whole board is getting 50 AP. So it's a lot of power that I'm getting on all of my units, which is really nice. But anyway, we're winding down to the end of this crazy game. But we want to make it to like level 9 probably. If we make it to level 9, then we can also play for, we could play like 4 Arcana even, which would be really nice. It would also be nice to play like 4 Bastion at one point. It might be better than an extra Arcana, but we'll see how it goes. Right now, my Morgana is kind of useless, but I'm kind of using her just to like help out a little bit. 4 Witchcraft or even 6 Witchcraft probably helps this board a lot, because 6 Witchcraft will make both the Poppy and the Zoe do bonus true damage, which I'm kind of down for. I still have a remover. I put Hodge on Seraphine. I'm just trying to make sure like I put as many items on as possible, because like, you know, I don't want to run into a situation where my Seraphine dies. I'm trying to make her live so that her her Talisman of Ascension can proc at one point in the game. Took out the Morgana and put in the Bastion. Now I'm 4 Bastion. I should probably group around the Runans a little bit, but I'm not really doing that. Yeah, I just kind of forgot. I rolled on 8 because I'm just trying to make sure that I win the game. I have so much HP, right? My Tiniest Titans, like, my board was already stable without the Tiniest Titans, and I only really lost 1 fight, right? So now I'm just recovering so much. Obviously, if I didn't have Tiniest Titans, I probably would have been dead by now. But that was part of, like, the whole gambit. Everybody managed to live with, like, 1 HP as well. This is just, like, a really crazy lobby, because, you know, it just is what it is. Do we beat Syndra? Guess what? Seraphine got her cast off. Ascension procced, but it procced like right at the end of the fight there. That's why the Seraphine blew up in size. But that's totally fine. I'm trying to think if I could rearrange my items in any way. But, you know, it is what it is. The items aren't the best. Obviously, but, you know, I got perfect Zoe items. So, at that point, it's like, it is what it is. This guy's 8 Witchcraft, by the way. I don't even know if I go first. I thought I went first this game. Maybe I go second. 8 Witchcraft is insane. But the thing with 8 Witchcraft is that his board doesn't look that strong. Because, like, my board kind of looks really, really good now because I'm level 8 and I have, like, all these 3 stars. I'm fighting this guy's clone. But we'll see how it goes, right? 8 Witchcraft, basically that's the one where it turns everybody into frogs. It is very scary to play against. But the thing is, oh, I think that's what happens because I have Trenchcoat. I think Trenchcoat saves me here. Because the thing with 8 Witchcraft is that, like, the Karma has to, like, proc the Witchcraft on the units. So, as you can see here. But I think that, it doesn't proc on my, Seraphine early enough. See, that fight was really close. I might beat him in the rematch. Tiniest Titan diff. Because I live to fight another day. Do I have better support item here? I have a better support item here. So, I might actually win this fight now. Upgraded Tom Kedge. Basically, like, Karma with Witchcraft is tech, because basically the Karma hits some of the backline units, and the backline units basically just, like, turn into frogs, or they get, like, their Witchcraft procs on them, which makes them, like, take more damage and stuff. So she's really good at spreading it, much better than a lot of the other Witchcraft units. The problem is that, oh wait, the Witchcraft guy died. Oh, that's how I win. I think the Witchcraft guy might have beat me. Okay, that's how I win. Okay, I didn't know. The Witchcraft guy was scary because he can just, like, turn my dudes into frogs and I just lose. This guy's 5 Pyro with an Execute. So he would have beat the Witchcraft guy, I think, just by being 5 Pyro and killing the Karma before they scaled. The reason I beat him is because, like, he can't execute my 3 stars because I have too many of them. So, like, some of them just live long enough to, like, overwhelm him. Oh, so I only went first because he killed the Witchcraft guy for me. That's some good matchmaking. That's a Tiniest Titan diff. But anyways, this was a little bit of an older video. I played off stream. It was very fun, right? There's this line. Obviously, I think playing the bees is a better option when taking this. The bees actually works out a lot better because the bees can actually make use of fish bones a lot better, right? Because with the bees, you can put fish bones on Kog'Maw and it is pretty good. So I think even with that cash out, that's pretty bad. You have a good chance of still making it work with Kog'Maw, which is really nice. But anyways, thank you for watching. Hopefully it was enjoyable. I'm a bit tired, and, you know, I'm trying to do 2 a day now. So hopefully I still explained everything and gave you some good insight. Like I said, don't take this augment unless you have a really, really, really good spot for it. I think that just being down a prismatic, people look at the augment, they think, oh, that's nice, or they look at the cash out, you think, oh, that's nice. You have to understand, you're gonna be down a prismatic the whole stage, right? Imagine if somebody has like a really, really good prismatic, like I'm the carry now, and you're just sitting here round after round with 0 prismatic augment, combat or augment or anything that can help you. You're gonna lose so many fights, and that's what was happening to me, right? That's why I had to take Tiniest Titans, or I felt like I had to take it. And yes, by the time I had a strong board and a cash out, I was stronger than most of the lobby. It took until then, and a lot of times you can die before that even happens, right? Imagine if it wasn't triple prismatic. I couldn't have Tiniest Titan. You miss on your second augment, you don't get something useful. You miss on your third augment, you don't get something useful. You don't get your cash out, you just die, right? As opposed to other people that are just smooth sailing. They just get like a thing first and they just go for it, right? So that's why I don't really recommend this, but hopefully it was enjoyable. You can try it out. If you thought it was fun, go ahead. You know, it was definitely a fun game for me. See you around. Bye-bye.